guys, it's Kendall Burns here from the Midnight Oil blog. Today I'm going to bring you a super easy Cricut project. This is perfect for beginners. It is this adorable gnome banner. I made this originally for Valentine's Day, but we're in full swing Christmas here and I am still loving gnomes. So I'm going to be honest with you, this video is mostly for my mom, who is a beginner Cricut user. She's trying to learn how to use Design Space, and so I'm going to go over the very basics of how to get this template off my blog, save it to your computer or your phone, and open it in Design Space and upload the image. So I hope this is helpful to you beginner Cricut users, and thanks for watching. All right, you guys, first I'm going to show you how to make this project on my MacBook Air. So if you have an Apple computer, these are the directions you will follow. Go ahead and open an internet browser and go to my website, which I will link below. You can get to this template in two different places on my website. You can hit downloads, and there's the gnome template right there, or you can go to tutorials, click gnome banner, and this button right here, click here to download, will open up the files on Dropbox. You do not need to have a Dropbox account in order to get these. This is just a secondary place. It was the best way to get the images to you guys in the best quality. So you'll just click the first image, and then over here, this little arrow says download. Click direct download, and that will download right onto your computer. So then you push the back button, click the gnome outline, download, direct download. Okay, and then one more time for the nose. Download, direct download, and you are good. I can see down here that all three of these have been downloaded, and they're gonna be in my download file. So I am going to open up Cricut Design Space. Once your Design Space app is open, you should be on your home page. It should look like this. Go ahead and click New Project, and it will open up a blank canvas for you. Over here on the left-hand side, click this cloud and arrow button that says Upload. Click Upload Image, Browse, and then you will need to go find your files. So I know that mine download here to Downloads. So, and I've clearly done this a few times because I have 4 beards here. So I'm actually gonna select the gnome outline first. Doesn't matter what order you do it in, I just like to do it in the order of the layers. So then you're gonna make sure this wand is selected and just click behind the gnome to remove the background. And this checkered pattern back here will indicate to you that that has been removed. So when you push continue, it'll show you right here. You'll want to select over here, save as cut image, and that will show you what cut it's going to make. So go ahead and click save, and then upload image. We're going to do this 2 more times. Browse. I'm going to do the beard next. Click simple, continue, click in the background to remove it, continue, click over here, save as a cut image, and save. Okay, one more time for our nose. Click browse. Now, when this downloads, it will probably download, it'll be organized in alphabetical order. So nose is gonna be way down here in my files. Click simple, continue, remove the background, continue, click save as a cut image, and save. Okay, now we have these 3 cut files here, and we are going to just click to select all 3, and then down here in the bottom right, click insert images. Okay, now we have these 3 images, and they are sized to make a 7-inch gnome. We're gonna go ahead and change their colors, and then we're gonna stack the layers on top of each other just to make it prettier. So I have my gnome selected. I am going to change that to red. I'm gonna change my beard up here. This black square is how I'm doing this. Click white, and then my gnome nose, I'm gonna use this little skin tone over here. And then just to make this look prettier, I am going to stack the beard on the gnome and then stack the nose on the gnome. This is still 3 separate files. You can see over here on the right-hand side, I've got my nose, my beard, and my gnome. So even though I've stacked them, they are still 3 separate files, but it just makes it easier. If you wanted to resize, you click to select all 3, and you can resize this image all together so that it will stay the correct proportions. So I'm gonna go ahead and make mine back to 7 inches. And once all 3 of those are selected, you also can just come right over here to the right-hand side, click duplicate, and you'll have 2 gnomes. So I like to make my banners with about 8 gnomes, so I'm gonna click down here, drag to select all 6 of these images, and click duplicate. It's just a faster way to duplicate. And I'm gonna do the same thing, click over here and drag to select all 4 of the gnomes, duplicate, and that will give me my 8 gnomes. On this canvas, it does not matter how they look. They could be like on top of each other. It really doesn't matter. When you go to make it, Cricut will reorganize all of the images. So from this point, you are ready to make it. If you click make it, you come over here, you'll see that they've organized everything by color. So the reason you change the color is to tell the Cricut what needs to be cut on the same piece of paper so that you're utilizing the full space of the paper. My gnomes, so I have 8 gnomes all on red. So let's say I decide, oh, I actually have this other piece of paper and I wanted to do a printed paper and a solid paper. So we could click cancel. We could come back over here and select some of the gnome backgrounds, and we could just make it a different color, and that will tell the Cricut that these gnomes need to be cut on a different piece of paper, on a different sheet. So I'll do 4 gnomes in this darker red. Sorry for the background noise. That's my baby. Shh. Okay, so now you can see that it's separated the gnomes into 2 different colors. One other thing I wanted to point out to you guys is that my white paper is only 8.5 by 11 size. It's just like standard cardstock size. So over here, you'll see this drop down. I can actually change the paper size so that it will automatically redistribute those beards onto 2 sheets of paper, and they'll be ready to cut. So that is how it's done. Now all you need to do is make sure that your Cricut is has the correct material selected, and you'll just click continue and it will prompt you to load your mat into the machine. All right, for those of you trying to do this on an iPhone, I'm gonna walk through those steps now. Go ahead and open your internet browser. I use Safari, and you'll wanna type my website up in the box. I will link it below so that you can easily get to it. But once you have my website up, you can go ahead and click the 3 bars on the side, and you can either go to downloads, and you're gonna see the gnome pattern right there, or on the 3 bars, you can go to tutorials, gnome banner, and you could try to screenshot these and save them on your photos. I am a little worried that the quality will be diminished if you do that, so I went ahead and put the files right here. Click here to download on this bar, and that will open up Dropbox. You can just say continue to the website, and then okay, so once you open up the first of the files, if you just kind of click and hold, you can say add to photos, and then click the arrow to go to the next picture and do the same thing. Click and hold, add to photos, arrow over, click and hold, add to photos. So now you're gonna open your Cricut Design Space app. Okay, when you open your app, it should look something like this, and you'll wanna click New Project, and then the button directly in the middle, that's the cloud with the arrow, Upload, click on that, and click the second button down, Select from Photo Library, and you're gonna see all 3 of the images that you just saved. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the gnome outline first, and the remove button, that's the little wand in the bottom left-hand corner, go ahead and select that, and then just click the background, and this checkered pattern will appear, and that indicates that it has deleted the background. Then click next in the upper right-hand corner, and next again, and then it's already selected as a cut image, so that's perfect, and then you just have to give it a name. I'm gonna say gnome outline, done, and save. Okay, so now you're going to upload the other 2 images the same way. I'm gonna go to the beard, and I'm gonna use the wand in the bottom left and click the background to delete it. Next, next. I'll call this one beard. Done. Okay, and then I have one more, so I just clicked close, and I'm just gonna upload one more picture. I have the nose, so I'm gonna click the wand, delete the background, say next, next, save it as nose, say done, and then it has my uploaded images right here. So I'm going to just click to select the gnome outline, the beard, and the nose, and then in the bottom right-hand corner, I will push that little check mark that says insert. So now I have my 3 images. And before I do anything else, I am going to change the color of these images because we don't want to print all of these out of the same paper. They're going to need to be on different papers to be different colors. So my gnome, I will click to select it, and down at the bottom, I'm going to click the edit button, and then right here, cut, and then it has the black circle. Click on that, and I'm just going to turn it into red and say apply. And then I'll select the beard, and I'll do the same thing, but change it to white and say apply. And then with the nose, I'm going to use this little skin tone color, apply. Okay, so now we have them all. Oh, okay, so just so that it looks better, I'm going to bring the nose to the front so that we can just layer it on top there. It doesn't really matter how your Canvas page looks because even if they were totally separate, the Cricut will still cut them out perfectly. I just kind of do this to make it look nicer, and it's easier to select all of them at the same time. So if you just click and drag your finger, then now all 3 of those images are selected, and down at the bottom we're going to click Actions and scroll over, and you'll hit Duplicate, and then you can just slide that gnome over, and now you have 2 gnomes. Then if you want to duplicate again, you just click your finger down and drag your finger across all the images, and you can hit, again, Actions, Duplicate, and now you have 4 gnomes. So at this point, you're ready to make it. The only other edit you could make, if you wanted to resize, you would just need to resize all of the images at the same time because you want them to keep their proportions. So you could just click and drag to select all 3 images and just drag that bottom corner and you can resize it. Or you could go over to the edit and you could like put in a specific dimension that you wanted. And all right, so you can resize it. The other thing you may want to do is if you want 2 of these gnomes to be on a different piece of paper, then you'll want to change their color. So you'll want to go back into color and you could make them green gnomes or whatever. You could make them green even if it was like a patterned paper. That just will tell the Cricut that you want those cut on 2 separate mats because you're using different paper. So then when you're all set to go, you in the bottom right hand corner, you click Make It, and you'll see that your mats are laid out. You have 4 mats. Now, one other quick edit. The paper I'm using for the beards is actually 8.5 by 11. So to change the sizing of that, you want to click on this 4 in the upper left-hand corner. And right here where it's the 12 by 12, it's lit up, it's like green. You'll click that and it gives you a whole list of different paper sizes. So I'm going to select 8.5 by 11 and see how it just repositioned those beards. And if I had more beards, then it would probably separate them onto 2 different mats for me. So that's a really convenient tool to be aware of, that you can change your paper size. All right, so then you just click continue and you make sure that your Cricut is on and ready to go and that the correct material is selected, and the Cricut will go ahead and prompt you to load your mats.